Hello everyone. In previous section we discussed the transient response of series RL and RC circuits. Now we are going to discuss the transient response of series RLC circuit for AC excitation. Consider a circuit consisting of resistor, inductor and capacitor all are in series, and these elements are or the circuit is driven by an alternating current and connected to one switch through the switch, and switching action takes place at t equal to 0. And we know that the voltage source what we assumed in the previous sections is V cos omega t plus pi. Three elements are in series connected to the AC voltage source through one switch, and switching action takes place at t equal to 0. So, and we know the initial conditions before switching action takes place. Inductor acts as a open circuit, capacitor acts as a short circuit. So even the capacitor short circuit, inductor is open circuit, I have 0 minus is 0 at t equal to 0 minus. That's why at t equal to 0 plus also I have 0 plus is 0. Why? Because due to the presence of inductor in the circuit. Now after the switching action takes place, apply the Kirchhoff voltage law. So left side we know that the voltage source V cos omega t plus pi, that is equal to I of t into R voltage across resistor, L into di by dt voltage across inductor, plus 1 by the integration of I of t dt voltage across capacitor. Now differentiating the equation with respect to t, we will get the equation L into d square I of t by dt square plus R into di of t by dt. To cancel that integration, we are taking the differentiation. 1 by c into I of t is equal to minus v omega into sine of omega t plus pi. Now take the linear constant coefficient second order differential equation. We are making L is common here. That's why we will get the equation d square I of t by dt square plus R by L into di of t by dt plus 1 by LC into I of t is equal to minus v omega by L into sine omega t plus pi. This is the second order differential equation. So for this equation we have two solutions. We know that one is complementary function and another one is particular integral. So first we have to find the particular integral. Not like complementary function we can find for the series RLC, like series RL and RC. Why? Because this is a second order differential equation. The complementary function will be depends on the roots of this equation. Okay, now let's assume the particular integral, like in previous sections we are assuming I particular integral is equal to a into cos omega t plus pi plus b into sine omega t plus pi. So here the equation is having second order, that's why we have to take the differentiation two times. So first time differentiation minus a omega into sine omega t plus pi. Second time differentiation is d omega into cos omega t plus pi. So to take the d square I of t by dt square, we are taking double time differentiation. There we will get minus a omega square into cos of omega t plus pi plus minus b omega square into sine omega t plus pi. Now we have to substitute these terms in the differential equation of d square I of t by dt square plus r by L into di of t by dt plus 1 by L into I of t is equal to minus v omega by L into sine of omega t plus pi. So in the place of d square we have to substitute this equation. In the place of di of t by dt, this equation. In the place of I of t we have to substitute this equation. So the equation will become very lengthy. So after substituting, I have to compare the sine and cos terms. After comparing sine terms, I am writing the equation here directly. A into r omega by L plus b into omega square minus 1 by LC is equal to v omega by L after comparing the sine terms. And cos terms, if you compare, we will get a into omega square minus 1 by LC minus b into r omega by L is equal to 0. Now if you solve these two equations A and B, we will get A equal to V into omega square R by L square divided by omega R by L whole square plus omega square minus 1 by LC whole square. This is a very big equation A, and B likewise omega square minus 1 by LC into V omega divided by L into omega R by L whole square plus omega square minus 1 by LC whole square. So while doing the derivation we are getting these terms, but while solving the problem this this total mathematical equation will become certain value, either 2 or 3 or 0.4 like. So now substituting A and B in the equations of the particular integral, we will get I particular integral is equal to V into omega square into R by L square divided by omega R by L whole square plus omega square minus 1 by LC whole square into cos omega t plus pi, whatever the term we assume, plus B. In the place of B we have to substitute omega square minus 1 by LC into V omega divided by L into omega R by L whole square minus 1 by omega square LC whole square into sine of omega t plus pi. Okay, now we know that in the previous sections we assumed this term as k cos pi, this term as k sin pi, and taking the ratio we will get the tan pi. Then we got pi equal to here tan inverse 1 by omega L minus 1 by omega c divided by r. Likewise, if you take the squares either sides and if you add these two terms, you will get k square cos square theta plus k square sin square theta. Sin square theta plus cos square theta will become, then we will get the k equal to, I am writing directly here the equation, v equal to k equal to v by r square plus 1 by omega c into omega L whole square. So here after simplification we get the very simple term. Then the particular integral will be minimized like v by r square plus 1 by omega c minus omega L whole square root term into cos of omega t plus pi plus tan inverse 1 by omega c minus omega L by r. This is only for particular integral solution. So for complementary function we have the characteristic equation s square plus r by L into s plus 1 by LC equal to 0, and we know that the roots are s1 and s2 are minus r by 2L plus r minus r by 2L whole square minus 1 by LC. Let substitute k1 equal to minus r by 2L, k2 equal to r by 2L whole square minus 1 by LC square root. Then we will get s1 equal to simply k1 plus k2 to take the minimization as substituting some variables, s2 equal to k1 minus k2. Now based on the roots real and unequal, real and equal, we can form k1 k2 in terms of exponential functions, and ultimately based on the solution we have to add every time this particular solution. So here we can take the three cases, case 1, case 2 and case 3. First case is if at all roots are real and unequal, we will get s1 equal to k1 into e power minus alpha 1t plus k2 into e power minus alpha 2t. We know that after finding k1 k2 we have to add the particular integral solution, that will become complete solution. If at all roots are real and equal, we know that s1 and s2 will become s, that is equal to k1 plus k2 into t into e power minus alpha t. If at all roots are complex conjugate terms, we will get the sine and cos terms in the mathematical equation. So this is the way one can use to get the transient response of series RLC circuit for AC excitation.